I think the greatest gift with the journey was being able to shoot in order. And there's so
Okay.
much you can do before starting a job and trying to figure out these, if you know the schedule a little bit ahead of time, these pillars that you hold on to, knowing that, okay, we're at, day two, we are going to jump all the way to two-thirds into the film. And so I have to kind of figure out what the structure means and where I would be then. And luckily, there was none of that jumping around for the most part. We really got to shoot in order. So there was as much prep work as you can about your relationships with the people that you are speaking to off camera. You have to obviously make decisions and choices about that, or I guess not so obviously. You can also just, fake it till you make it, which is also, totally valid as long as it's believable to the audience. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. But there is a gift in being able to shoot it in order that we all surprised, I think, ourselves in where we ended up, because we were allowed to live through the experiences of the character and learn from it and not be committed to something we chose out of kind of nothing.
And either of you can answer this. I gather, though, he gave you like movies to watch to get you to like inhabit a kind of 90s indie New York cinema Paul Auster kind of vibe. So he gave you homework, the cheek
There
of
was
him.
no real assignment, but you and Ozzy did that.
Oz and I just kind of hung out as friends, and we watched some clips from films that I hadn't seen, and then he talked. And it wasn't necessarily direct references of a style or a tone. It was more about what lives in his deepest lizard brain, in a way, consciously or unconsciously, while he's writing. And so I think
Right.
I think every time I work with a filmmaker, I try as much as I can, even if it's not directly related to the film itself, to understand their point of view so that I can access a part of their imagination as best as I can.
Yeah.
And so I did watch some films because of that. And there are Hal Hartley films, there are Romare films. There was a Interiors, which is a Woody Allen film that's kind of lost in his love song to Bergman. And so there are pieces like that I watch just to kind of understand more about where Oz is coming from as a filmmaker.
Yeah, yeah. And just talking of doing something outside the box, I'm just kind of out of time, but I loved you in WandaVision for a similar reason, in that this was superhero stuff, but it was told in such a unique, trippy, weird kind of way. Do you look back on that show with a tremendous amount of fondness? Because it was kind of a game changer for superhero serials.
Yeah, I think we were all shocked by the response of it, because it was we really felt like we were doing one of the strangest things Marvel had tried to do, and we felt like, well, we're either gonna, we're probably going to fail, but that's okay, because this is really crazy and fun that we're taking a big stab at, or a big swing at something that they hadn't shown before. But I think also with that show, speaking to this idea of the very specific form that Oz was sticking to at telling the story, WandaVision in its own way had a very specific structure and form, and it was these Marvel larger than life characters, but this story had to be told through television. And I think it was strange to imagine these characters not on TV, but the structure of the storytelling could only have been told in television.
Yeah.
And so they made it make sense for the medium. And I think that was incredibly important and specific to that project.
Yeah. Well, look, you're getting to work with great people, it seems. So continued success to both of you. Thanks a lot.
So much.
Elizabeth Olsen there talking about WandaVision and also his 3 daughters, which is now on Netflix from the 20th of September.